Hello, good evening. Hello. I think we're back again. We were cut off, unfortunately, because of stupidity of the internet. I'm not very good with the internet, as you probably gather. I believe there were 9 of you there. Is anyone there? Say hello. Yes. Hello. Hello, Jack. Yes. Well, Jack, terribly sorry that we got cut off. Donna and William and Melissa. Hello again. So yes, we don't particularly like the woman Nadine Dorries. That's what we were talking about. It is a pleasant evening. Yes, I'm sorry we got cut off. So good evening to you all. Last night it was Cilla Black that caused all our troubles. Today it seems to be Nadine Dorries. Nadine Nasty Nad. We don't particularly like Nasty Nad. She wasn't a very kind-hearted person, so Nadine is the piece of problem today. Glad we're back. Yes, well, there's 42 of you, and thank you. I'm sorry we lost so many of you. I don't know what to say, but I'm not very good with technology. Let's be honest. Last night was a riot. Well, there we go, says the judge. Daniel is not here tonight. No, Daniel has gone home. Well, I don't know where his home is, but he's gone to wherever he's gone. You don't want to spew hate all night, please. Okay. Well, there's no hate. There's no hate, Tina. I don't know what hate you're going on about, but there we go. We didn't like the dreaded woman that we talked about last night, but that was definitely on the agenda. Anyway, you want some conversation? Well, we can talk about the matter of Nadine Dorries. What do you think of Nadine Dorries? Okay, let's begin with Nadine. Nadine is a very bizarre woman who thinks that she's some kind of novelist and she was some kind of hero of the community, and she has never bothered to turn up to bother to vote. She doesn't do anything for her constituents. Did I read her resignation letter? I haven't actually read it in full. That's her constituents view her to be as much use as a chocolate teapot. Nadine Dorries is a piece of toe rag. She doesn't have anything of any consequence or use to say about her. Mrs. Dorries is appalling. Okay, so the good folk of Mid Bedfordshire, they don't have anything good to say about her. This is an opinion piece from The Guardian by Marina Hyde. She said the former culture secretary may have moved on and be an all-round entertainer, but she's still meant to be a member of parliament. What about an asthmatic child in her constituency? What does she do for them? The woman's plain lazy. This is the problem with this woman. She doesn't even bother to turn up to support her constituents. What does she do for her constituents? It's an absolute disgrace to this woman, Mad Nad, the single-issue politician who is obsessed about the fact that she didn't get given a title. It's absolutely shameful. This brings disgrace upon this country. We don't need people like Nadine Dorries in this country. Nadine Dorries, why the hell didn't I get a peerage? Says Marina Hyde. Marina Hyde is quite correct. This is an absolute disgrace. Get her out, as Joe McIntyre says here. Well said, Joe McIntyre. We like you. You agree. You are on the right page. This woman is an absolute piece of thieving toe rag. She's had £85,000 of public money that she shouldn't have had for never doing any work. She's a lazy toe rag. Nadine is a disgrace. Get her out. Yes, I agree with you, Joe McIntyre. Joe McIntyre, you should be the MP. Why don't you stand for it to be an MP? You'd do better than that. Why isn't she done any work? She should crack on, says Caroline Noakes, the Conservative MP. Even the Conservative MP, Caroline Noakes, says, tell her to crack on and get out. We don't want her. This hell, vile, evil woman is a thief, and she's a toe rag. Get her out. Get her out. Entitled to titles. She shouldn't have any title. No, as Marina Hyde rightly says, she might be a figure of fun, but as a symbol of a nechotric government that claims to have been checked out, even though it has, the joke can only be on us. Yes, we are all to blame for allowing this old bag to still be there. It's our fault that we allow this dreadful piece of rubbish to continue. We need to get rid of Mad Nad. She went in the jungle. She was paid to go on a program in the jungle and make a humiliation of herself, and still we allowed her to come back. This woman has taken the biscuit. She's gone too far. Her and this Hancock, this disgusting man that caused us to have all these lockdowns, these disgusting lockdowns that we didn't even need. Honestly, the pair of them, the pair of toe rags, they should be thrown in a blender at high speed. I don't like them. I don't want them. I want them gone. I want these two removed from my office. There is no need to have such trash in our system. How dare we? Failed. Margaret Thatcher would never have tolerated this. No decent politician ever would have allowed these kind of people to be in high office. They are just an embarrassment to our nation. And this woman was one of Boris Johnson's closest sidekicks. What is mentally wrong with this man, Boris Johnson? He's another deranged piece of toe rag, but we already knew that. But honestly, to allow this horrible Hancock and this horrible... seriously? Is this acceptable that these screwbag, load of rubbish people are taking over our nation? This is absolutely wrong. We must put a stop to it immediately. Do you like quirky places around Broadstairs, like the Crooked House? Well, we don't have a Crooked House in Broadstairs. I'm very sorry the Crooked House is gone, but that's not something I can do anything about because there isn't one. But no, there are lots of lovely places to visit in Broadstairs, so please come and visit. And today I met some lovely ladies. I don't remember their names. 3 lovely ladies. They came all the way from London to visit me, and they came to have a photo, and they've taken a photo, and you'll probably see their photo somewhere. It was absolutely delightful that these ladies made an effort to come and see me. It was absolutely wonderful. Anyway, we had a little chat, and one of them worked for the National Health Service, and she was a delightful lady, and I'm sure they're having a lovely day out in Broadstairs, but they came to visit me. And I must thank the kind lady who sent me gifts from the Isle of Man. That was very kind of her. Absolutely wonderful of her. Thank you to the lady from the Isle of Man. I don't know if you want to be named or not, but I'll say the lovely lady from the Isle of Man who sent gin and beer and other things. I celebrate the lovely lady from the Isle of Man. Absolutely delightful. Thank you to you. You're very generous and kind. And I hope the world's smallest house is in Wales. Well, supposedly the world's smallest house. It depends where you are. There's one in London. There's one in England somewhere, as well. Well, London is in England, obviously. But no, there are lots of places that claim to be the smallest house, though I would say it's debatable which is the smallest. So there we go. You're from Birmingham. Lovely to see you back again. Well, Birmingham, hello to Birmingham. I don't know much about Birmingham, but there we are. I'm sure it's a lovely place. I've never been there, but don't know. Does anyone know why Finn was being called Daniel? Well, Finn and Daniel are very different people, so no, it's got nothing to do with anything. So I think you may be getting a bit confused. Right, next question, please. Let's move along. I don't think we need to talk about confusing nonsense. That doesn't make sense. Honestly, you're an active low. I don't know. The Labour Council. I don't have nothing to do with Labour councillors. I'm not involved in Labour politics, so can't help you there. Where did I frequent in Shropshire? No, I've not been to. Well, I've been to Shropshire, but I don't really know what you're talking about. What do I think of Edwina Currie's books? As tacky as her, let's be honest. Helen, Edwina Currie was a disgusting person of no moral compass. She doesn't have any class. It's a great shame that she had lovely daughters, perfectly nice people, but honestly, she should keep it out. Go away. The woman is a busybody, and she's one of these GB News people. Very tacky. Disgusting. Absolutely lowbrow. Right. Could I arrange English MPs into divisions? Bin 1, bin 2. Well, what? I don't know what all that means. I'm struggling to understand what you're going on about. At this point, I'm going to have to turn on my power behind me, because otherwise this computer is going to run out of battery. So that's going to be a problem if I don't manage to do this. I thought I could reach it, but I don't know. Yes, here we are. Right, we can plug in and that will be that, but no. There we go. We're now in power. So anyway, John Major and Edwina Currie were spicy. Well, I don't know if they were that, but I would say they were more oily, to be honest. Awful. You think I'm extra drunk? Well, if you think I'm extra drunk, why don't you bog off? You're not welcome. You're boring. Have I read the book Gigolo? I don't know the book Gigolo, to be honest. There we go. I'm a technological wizard. Oh, thank you. It's very kind of you to say, because I'm certainly not. I smile politely. I don't know how many people are here tonight. Here we are. There's 252 of you. Oh, well, lovely to have you all here. Right. So, Mad Nad. Right. Have I ever tried Morris dancing? No, I haven't. I give to my great-grandchildren Katie Price books to read. To relearn English as a foreign language. Well, that's probably a wise idea if you want them to learn gibberish. But if I were you, Pebble Dasher, I would not give your grandchildren any book written by Katie Price. It would not be a wise option. Are you crazy? Who's your best novelist? Well, lots of novelists. Jeffrey Archer is an easy read if you want an easy read. Quite enjoyed the woman that wrote the book about how to murder your relatives or whatever it was called recently. I did read that one. I read that in about a day. That was an easy peasy read. Philip Schofield is writing a book. Well, I won't be reading his books. Another fine mess you've entered yourself into. I don't know what that means. I have not intentionally entered myself into any mess. What's my view on John Leslie? Well, John Leslie is just a man who got himself into rather a mess where he wasn't in. Don't particularly know him, don't like him, don't love him, don't detest him. No particular view. You love War and Peace. Well, that's a bit more serious. We're not talking high level, we're talking low level here. We're just talking like the low level literature. We're not trying to be highbrow. We're not sort of literary snobs here. So, right, we can move along from that. As for James Herbert, well, there you go. You may like James Herbert, but I'm not particularly keen on that. You're looking handsome in blue. Okay, well, it's just a simple blue shirt. That's all it is. Katie Price needs to read the Highway Code. Well, I think Katie Price needs to read a lot more than the Highway Code, but I don't think Katie Price really does reading. She's not very capable of reading. Let's be honest there. What do I make of Louise Mensch? She was a bit boring as well. Nothing special. Not really a fan of Louise Mensch. No. Would I fancy being an agony uncle? Sorry. Do you think I would be any good at being an agony uncle? That would be more of a question. Seriously, what a strange thing to ask. Me as an agony uncle? I'd drive you mad. You're on the Wolf Blast Cabernet Sauvignon. There we go. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. Right. I don't know. I don't really know whether you want me to be an agony uncle to anyone. You're sitting here with your something gin, which I can't see because there's a heart over it. Some kind of gin. Oh, you're number 3. You're a convert. Well, we all love number 3 gin. Wonderful gin. One of the best gins in the world. Do I play the lottery? I don't. I win £2 every week by not buying a ticket. Or whatever you win. Whatever it costs. Because I don't buy tickets. It'd be a great agony uncle. Straight up, no chaser. Okay. Are you planning on having guests in the future? Well, it'd be nice to have some guests. I did have some guests with me, but they've run away because they've all gone to bed. A little bit sad, really, isn't it? Just you, me, and me in the wall. They've all run away, poor people. Maybe they don't really like me or something. I don't know. I caught up in last night's episode. You were crying with laughter. Well, I'm sorry I made you cry, but I'm glad you were happy with your crying. Um, yes, well, we love lovely, happy people, and that would be wonderful to have more happy people in the audience. There's 304 of you. I know we laughed a lot about Cilla Black, so I don't know who you want to laugh about tonight. Choose a person. Come on, right? We can't um, go on about her again, so we have to choose somebody else. What did I have for dinner tonight? I haven't had dinner tonight. Little unfortunate, probably. They've all gone to bed. Well, they probably have. Yes. You've got lots of issues. You've got mold downstairs. Oh dear. Well, that sounds utterly awful. I hope you get rid of the mold downstairs. That sounds very horrible. Poor you. You must get help, Pebble Dasher. You must get rid of this. That's a terrible thing to have in your home. You must not have mold. Awful. Terrible. Right. So there we go. We're moving along. Pin Gin. Pin Gin. I think you probably mean pink gin. Oh. Is Fergie pregnant? I somehow would not believe that. No. I think that sounds a bit unlikely. Gosh, what's for breakfast? Well, it's currently 8:49 in the evening. We do not consider breakfast at this hour. Breakfast is on another occasion. Did I meet Paul O'Grady? No, I did not meet Paul O'Grady. Don't know Paul O'Grady. Sorry, never met him. Can we talk about British murders? Well, which British murders would you like to talk about? Doesn't really make sense because there have been lots of murders in Britain. I don't know what we're talking about. Would I go in to get me out of the jungle? No, I would not. I'm not interested in the jungle. Is Fergie up the duff? Why do you suddenly think that Fergie is pregnant? She isn't. It would be very unlikely that the Duchess of York would be pregnant. I don't believe that's true. I think you're trying to wind me up with you crazy comments. Have I tried a gin called engine oil? It comes in a tin. No, I haven't tried engine oil. No. The name is not exactly appealing, is it? Let's be honest. But who knows? It might taste very pleasant. Egg for breakfast. Well, if you want an egg for breakfast, good for you. I don't know why you're saying egg for breakfast, but I hope you enjoy your egg for breakfast. What is on your day tomorrow? Can we come? Tomorrow I will just be continuing my enjoyable life, and if you do choose, some lovely ladies came to visit today. They turned up from London and they came to want a photograph with me, and I give them big shout out. The lovely ladies who came from London, the nurse and her friends, and they said hello, and that was absolutely delightful. So, yes, hello to the lovely ladies from London. They didn't leave their names and addresses, so I can't give you their exact names and addresses, but they were terribly pleasant. And it's lovely to meet lovely people who come to say hello. So, yes, that's wonderful. There we go. Right. Have my family tree. I'm not really into family trees. It's all a bit boring. I'm not interested in all that nonsense. Terribly boring. You've got a beehive. Okay, well, the beehive is a lovely thing, but you could make mead. Yes, well, if you've got a beehive, why not make some mead? Why not make some honey. If you've got a beehive, you could do both. Why not? What did I have for dinner tonight? I didn't make a plan, so no, we haven't had dinner. I've been out for lunch at the lovely Kebble's in Broadstairs. Kebble's is one of the most lovely neighbourhood restaurants. I thoroughly, wholeheartedly recommend Kebble's of Broadstairs. Fantastic place to go to. There we go. Prince Andrew wanting security costing $3 million to the taxpayer. Well, Prince Andrew may want whatever he wants, but Prince Andrew is a piece of rubbish. He's a toe rag. He's a shameful piece of disgusting rubbish. And he's an associate of Ghislaine and Maxwell. He is a very evil, vile, terrible piece of rubbish. We don't like him, and we don't like Meghan Markle, so thank you. Let's roast Meghan Markle, says Expeditiosus. Well, there we go. Yeah, Lena. Yes, well, the lovely Lena is a lovely supporter and very loyal. We love Lena. Yes, Lena is lovely. Gerona, you go, says Gerona. I think you're wonderful, says Claire. Well, we think you're wonderful too, Claire. And Adele. Hello, Adele. Anyway, let's move along and let's talk about something else, whatever else you would like to talk about. But you apologize for your ignorance. Well, please don't. You're not ignorant at all. Kebble's Seafood Bar and Restaurant. Yes, William. It's a restaurant in Broadstairs. It's a lovely place. Pin Gin is a Lincolnshire made gin. I think you probably mean pink gin, but I don't know. Perhaps I've never heard of Pin Gin. But anyway, it could be possibly called Pin Gin, but never heard of it. We have a true crime night. Dennis Nielsen, Fred and Rosemary and the Yorkshire Ripper. I'm not an expert on any of those cases, so I think it would be best to leave those things to people who are actually experts on those topics, because I'm not trying to be what like all of these other channels where they just talk nonsense about whatever without having no expertise. I can talk about Ghislaine with great expertise because I know a lot about Ghislaine. I can talk about the Menendez case. I can talk about the murder of Stuart Lubbock at the home of Michael Barrymore. I can talk about these things because I actually have bothered to research them. I don't go around trying to pretend, like other channels, that I am some kind of know-all on things that I don't know anything about. Now, these other channels, they can talk, vaguely about whatever they want to talk about. And that's wonderful. If you want to listen to that, good for you. But no, I will only talk about things that I know about. And when I went on those other channels, I only ever spoke about the topics I knew something about. I don't know about certain things. There's no point in pretending to being something I'm not, because that would be vacuous and vain and stupid. So why don't we all just be ourselves and let's talk about whatever we believe in and what we know about? And that's simply what I wish to be. I'm very happy to talk about things I know about, but I don't want to talk about things I have nothing to do with. Heather Mills. I've not read the Byline Times talk about Heather Mills McCartney. Please tell us more, GB Patriot. Heather Mills is someone I don't have any respect for. Would I accept a knighthood? No one would ever offer me one, so it's academic. Would never happen. Never be offered one. Your son's training for the next half marathon. Oh, well, thank you, Angela. Well, I hope Jeffrey does well in the marathon. Do I know who H.G. Tudor is? Well, can't say I do. I've heard the name, but I'm not really interested in all these people who pretend to be somebody else. Why don't you be yourself? Why don't you just name yourself and be yourself and stand up for what you bloody well believe in? Because that's what I do. I don't pretend to be anyone else. I'm Matthew Steeples. I stand for what I believe in. I don't really care. I love the Yankee Wally because she is what she is. But she is Sadie Quinlan to me. I call her Sadie Quinlan. She may call herself Yankee Wally, but I like her. She's brilliant. I think the woman's got courage and balls, more balls than half the cowards that hide behind H.G. Tudor. What a boring, very rubbish that is. Not interested. Tedious. Not for me. I'm sure H.G. Tudor does whatever it does. I don't know what it does, but I'm not interested. I can't keep up with all these fake people. Fake names, they confuse me. I don't know who's who. I can't even keep up with the real people. So why not be yourself? Be yourself, because everybody else is already taken, as they say. For God's sake, what a load of boring nonsense. I think that H.G. Tudor, not interested. Thanks. Next. Boring. No thanks. Okay. Do I like opera? I don't mind opera. Nothing wrong with opera. I don't like opera with Oprah Winfrey, but there we go. That's a different matter. She's another fake. She's tedious. Do I like 30p Lee? No, I don't like 30p Lee. He's a pain in the ass. He needs a vacuum kick in the ass. He's a total pest, and he should go off with Priti Patel, and he should get on that bloody boat. The Bibby, whatever it's called. I don't want him. No, thank you. What is Ghislaine like? I don't know in what sense, Nicola. That's a strange question because it's not very specific. Ghislaine is a very wicked, evil woman. What else do you want me to tell you? She's an evil, vile, sick in the head, revolting piece of toe rag. What do you want me to tell you beyond that? I don't know. I don't get your question because it's not very specific. I've got no guests tonight in the presence of the room because they've now gone to bed. As for Kate and Jerry McCann, yes, I have. You call McGann. I think you mean Kate and Jerry McCann. They are very unpleasant people. I just didn't enjoy them. They're very bad people. Not my kind of people. You love Donald Trump, Dottie. Well, somebody has to, I suppose. But guess what? He'll probably win. So you're probably going to be happy when he wins. I think he could be a winner. But I went to university at the London School of Economics. Dream big. We've only reached 122 likes. I don't know what that means. So I couldn't care less how many people like me. I'm not really bothered whether people like me or not. If you wish to be here, it's up to you. But I'm not really that bothered if people like me or loathe me, to be honest. It's not really. It doesn't bother me if people love me or hate me, to be honest. I'm not actually a very likable person. It's very clear. Who had the worst appalling table manners? The worst person at the table has to be a lady called Anne Widdecombe. Anne Widdecombe is the most appallingly behaved woman I've ever met at a dinner table because I was sat next to a lady who fainted. and this poor lady fainted, and this wicked witch, Anne Widdecombe, was sat on my other side, and instead of saying, "Oh, poor lady, can I help you?" she got cross because she got covered in red wine, and she attacked the woman. Anne Widdecombe has no table manners. Anne Widdecombe doesn't have any manners. Anne Widdecombe should be thrown in a blender, and it should be turned on at high speed, and we should throw in 30p Lee just for good measure. And we can add Nadine Dorries as well. That would make a lovely Brucey bonus. I think that's the ideal solution to that problem. But no, Anne Widdecombe is the woman with the worst table manners I've ever met. She's sick in the head. Shame on Anne Widdecombe. An appalling lady, rude about Michael Howard, who's a perfectly decent gentleman, and his lovely wife, Sandra, absolutely great lady. Nothing wrong with her. Shame on Anne Widdecombe. Racist, bigoted old bag. Awful woman. Do I have a celebrity crush? I don't believe in the word celebrity. I hate the word celebrity. It's tacky. So please, no, move along. Next question. Do I have sign language? No, I don't do sign language. Ernie, my fellow, is sending you the V for victory. Well, it's lovely. The V is sign, lovely. But no, I'm not a sign language person because I just don't do it myself. But anyway, you love Anne Widdecombe. Oh well, oh dear, you're really sad. I hope you have a happy life because you're certainly not with me. Move along and go and find some other friends. Would be better off place for you. Right. What do I want to be when I was a child? Nothing in particular, just a child. When I was a child, I wanted to be a child. Thanks. Okay, that was a lovely thing to be. Did I ever meet Brian Ferry? Yes, I have met him. I don't have any particular opinion about him. He was all right. Nothing special. Brian Ferry. There we go. Do I like reality shows on TV? Not really. No, don't watch them. Right. Pretty Brittelle was my friend's neighbour. Never heard a woman shout at their husband. She did, and he's a big man. Okay. Well, Pretty Brittelle is just a nasty woman, but I don't know what that's meant to mean. I don't understand your point. And Nadine and Lee's movie sounds good. Oh. Well, I hope you enjoyed this movie. It won't be very pleasant tasting. It'll be acidic in the mouth, I would believe. How is it you've met so many well-known people? Well, I've just met lots of people in my life. That's just how it is. That's how life is, you know. Sometimes one meets people. Do I like the nightclubs? What nightclubs? I don't know. Am I a fan of haggis? You love it. Well, I had some haggis sausage roll yesterday, made by the lovely Karen at the Magnets, and it was delightful. Lovely haggis sausage roll, delightful thing. The Killers are playing at Reading. You can hear it from your flat. Well, I love the Killers. I wish I were at Reading then, because I love the Killers. They were brilliant, yes. Did I read Boris's mail column today regarding Putin? No, I didn't read it, no, so I can't possibly comment on that. I don't really go out looking to read Boris Johnson's columns in the Daily Mail, if I'm frankly honest, because Boris Johnson's a bit of a wanker, to be frank. Let's be honest. What is your date of birth? Well, I was born in January 1981. That helps you. I don't know why you need to know my date of birth, but there you go. Would I die for your king and country? Well, don't think I'll be required to go into service because I'm a bit too old. So I don't think it's ever going to happen. But I support King Charles, and yes, I think he's a wonderful gentleman. So I do support the king and my country, yes, but I don't think that I will be required to go and die for the country because I wouldn't be much use in service because I'm as much use as a chocolate teapot in that regard because I'm not exactly fit and able for service. So at my age, I'm probably out of date and out of fashion. And if they wanted to do anything, having watched the Oppenheimer film this week, I think they'd be more likely to use some kind of nuclear weapon rather than someone like me, because what use would I be in the battlefield? Absolutely not. There we go. Some of you are quoting my date of birth. Well, thank you very much for quoting it. You obviously are a very thorough researcher. There we go. Was I a good child or a naughty child? I believe I was an absolutely horrific child and I was very badly behaved. But there we go. Never mind about that. Do I go to the Magnet every Saturday? I don't go every Saturday. I go whenever I wish to go. It would be a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Ray Menende, at the Magnet, and we've had visitors at the Magnet today. So, if you'd like to come and visit the Magnet, you let me know when, and if we're here, we'll have you come along. And Nikki and Will, the lovely landlord and landlady, would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Do I do accumulator bets at the races? I'm not really into accumulator bets. I prefer single bets. There's no point doing accumulator bets because it's just a load of nonsense, in my general opinion. But no, I occasionally have good bets. Lots of my followers love my bets, so let them join in. But no, I'm not really into accumulators because they don't generally work. I've won on accumulators, but no, it's silly. It's just silly. Why don't you just do singles? It's easier. Do an each way bet, far better. Far better. What was my first pet's name? Well, I had a dog called Oscar, and it was an English pointer, and it was the most lovely dog, and I loved the dog, and it was beautiful. Absolutely lovely, beautiful dog, and I miss it very much. You were a good child. Have I ever been to Glastonbury? No, I haven't been to Glastonbury. My mother goes to Glastonbury, but I haven't been there, no. My mother goes there with all sorts of people, but that's her story, not mine. Would you like to meet Anne Boleyn, historical royal? No. Anne Boleyn, no. I don't really know much about Anne Boleyn. And are you a red or a blue Beatles fan? I don't know what that means. If you're a Beatles fan, sure, you're just a Beatles fan. But I'm not a red or a blue Beatles fan. But I'm not really into the Beatles, so no, I'm neither, or nor, whatever, or any of them. I don't know. There's 3 questions there. Not allowed in, not allowed out. As a child, it was also confusing. Oh, right, I don't know what that means. Is this some kind of social virtual meeting? I don't know. Is it? Have I met Lee Mack, the comedian? I don't know who Lee Mack, the comedian, is. Did I like Ruth Rendell, Inspector Wexford? I don't mind watching those, but they're not my favourite. I much prefer Inspector Morse. What would I like for Christmas? Well, I don't need anything for Christmas. I would like peace for humanity. That would be lovely. but it's not going to happen, is it? So that's a stupid thing to say. So I've actually said the most silly thing on the planet. I'm an absolute moron. I should never have said that. What would I like for Christmas? Gosh, I'd like oh gosh, what would I like for Christmas? Ooh. Another bottle of gin. So please send gin. If you want to send me anything for Christmas, send gin. Please, thank you. I'd love some number 3 gin, particularly. Number 3, that's my favorite. So send gin. That's if you want to do that. Did I ever meet Oliver Reed? Peter Richard O'Harris or Peter O'Toole? I have encountered some of those people, but yes, there we go. Do I have a bucket list? No, I don't have a bucket list. I don't know what that means. What's the exact, my exact birth date? 27th of January, 1981. Have I an opinion on psychotherapy? And no, I don't. Have I been to Chester Racecourse? Well, of course I've been to Chester Racecourse. It's a wonderful racecourse, absolutely delightful. You've got similar taste to me. You like a touch of frost. Okay, well, that's perfectly nice, but I prefer Inspector Morse. You like gin. Well, gin is wonderful. We all love gin. Sorry you're late to the party. You've been shaving my mother. Oh, right, okay. I hope you've shaved your mother perfectly well. What was your mother's maiden name? It was Howard. You went to a boarding school in Rickmansworth. The same with the Harry Potter film was filmed there. Well, there we go. Right, well, that's not a question. That's the point. You are a fiercely loyal friend to those you deem worthy of your friendship. I admire that quality and wish more people would follow your example. That's very kind of you to say, Maureen Duggan. You sound like a lovely lady, and you're very eloquent in your manner. Claire Leakey, you've shared lots of pictures of the Twitter bird. Mick Jagger is 80 today. I don't know what the relevance of Mick Jagger being 80 today is, but Claire Leakey, you've been always very charming and polite and delightful, and we wish you a happy day. I don't know what the picture of the Twitter bird has got to do with the price of fish, but there we go. Jeanette says, you have the same birthday as my son, Jake. Well, cheers to Jake. He sounds like a nice gentleman, and if he shares a birthday with me, well, cheers to him. He's obviously got something sensible in his world. There we go. All right. Mrs. J. Manidi says, my husband and I would like to bring a bottle of number 3 gin next Saturday on our day off to meet you. Well, it would be a pleasure to meet you. I don't know how that's going to happen, but it would be a pleasure to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Ray Manidi, sorry, or whatever. I'm misquoting. It would be a pleasure to meet you. You sound like a lovely, delightful couple. Heather Kirkland says, looking good tonight. Well, no, I look a bit of a mess tonight. I'm a bit of a... Sonia says, I'm older. Right. Have I read Prince Harry's Spare? No, I didn't bother to read that rubbish. That's suitable only for the pulverizer. What's my biggest fear? I don't have any fear. Don't fear anything. Am I going to the Rye Jazz Festival? Or am I more of a Broadstairs Folk Week chap? No, I'm not really into either of those things. But it's really nice to be in things when you're next to them. But I don't actively seek them out. Right. Gosh, it's going too quickly here. I'm getting overwhelmed. I can't answer all these questions. No. Please don't go too far with all these. Don't worry about these questions fishing for my details. It doesn't matter because they're not going to be my questions in anything anyway. I can assure you of that. They want to access my bank account. Well, good luck, because there's nothing in it. If you want to steal, you may as well steal from somebody else, because really, seriously, there's not much to steal. So if you really want to try that, then you'll be really stupid. Oh, so I shouldn't be giving out any information. Okay, I understand this. But no, I don't need to change my passwords, because the passwords are nothing to do with that. Seriously, you're totally mad if you think that I'm going to have passwords that relate to my mother's maiden name and my dog. For God's sake, are you deranged? So don't try doing that. But if you want to steal my bank account, well, good luck to you. You're going to really not going to get very much if you get very far, but I wouldn't urge you to do that. Have I ever met Adele? No, I've never met Adele. I think she sings very well. Lovely Adele. But do I like Shillingbury Tales with Coffee, Sherlock or Miss Marple, Annika Rice or Susie Perry? I've no problem with Annika Rice. I don't know who the other people you're going on about are, but I don't know how they all relate to one another. I don't have an astrological chart. No, I'm not interested in that. Do I still have a passion for classic cars? Yes, I love classical cars. Yes, lovely. Classic cars, lovely. Depends on what the car is, though. Do I think there'll be another lockdown? I don't know. There possibly could be, but I don't think it's likely. I think it's highly unlikely that they will even dare. Right. Adele went on a yo-yo diet. Well, I don't know what her yo-yo diet was, but good luck to Adele with her yo-yo diet. Thank you for reading out my messages. Well, here we are. I think shortly, there are 418 of you here. I think I may have to go and quietly go to bed soon. I think it may be wise. It is now 9:20, and we did begin at 8:00. So we have now done an hour and 20 minutes of this. Have I ever done a day's work? Well, how would you define the day's work, Lord Jim Dandy? I've done plenty of work in my life, and whoever you are, why don't you define how you did a day's work? So why don't you bog off? You sound like a complete bloody bore. Please ban this person, Lord Jim Dandy. He sounds like a tedious piece of toe rag. I really don't like him. Awful, ghastly, awful, hideous person. Don't care for him. Please, can he go, be sent away? Come on, let's get rid of him. Screwed politics. No, we want him banned. Ban Lord Jim Dandy. I want him banned. No, I don't have a sweater tonight. Somebody borrowed it. That was rather unfortunate. Someone borrowed it. That was a bit of a nuisance. Anyway, never mind. Yes, he's been banned. Good riddance to Lord Jim Dandy. Another piece of toe rag. Anyway, thank you very much, Screwed Politics. Screwed Politics has been a wonderful supporter of this channel. We think he's doing a great job and is helping us very much to get rid of the rubbish in our lives. Carla Austin's wishing us a good night. Well, Carla has been a great supporter of everything, but there we go. We like Carla, lovely lady. You're looking tired. I'm not at all tired. I'm perfectly wide awake, so don't worry about me. I hope you're feeling wide awake yourself, love. please go and get yourself another drink because maybe you need one. Am I religious? No, not religious. Am I going out for Sunday lunch? Probably. I'll decide in the morning. Depends on what I wish to do. My thoughts on Greta Thunberg. Well, I think her parents should keep the bloody brat in order. She's a piece of toe rag. Absolutely awful woman. Don't like her. Next question. Have I read the book Are You Okay? Do I pay income tax? Well, of course I pay tax. Pay tax via my company. I have a company, so I pay tax. What's it got to do with you? What's wrong with you, whoever you are? So you're boring. Let's ban what's wrong with what's your hair or whatever your name is. You sound like a complete dullard and a bore. Let's ban that one next. I think we should ban all these awful people. I want you banned. You're awful. What a pest. What's my guilty pleasure? I don't have a guilty pleasure. I love time is only for the middle classes. What time is it acceptable to have a drink? You can't have one at 11, have 11 at 1, that kind of thing. I don't need it. We need a big ban button, yes. We want a button to ban them all. I'd love to hit the ban button myself. I don't know how to do it. But I want this what's wrong with your hair person banned. They can go. I want them banned. These screwed politics. Where are you? Where are you? Let's be having you. Let's ban what's wrong with your hair. Let's ban them. I want them banned. Ban them. Angela hasn't been banned. No, we will not be banning Angela. We love Angela. Angela, you do say some very strange things, but we do love you. And we love you, Tracy, also. You're a bit bonkers as well, but we love you. Right, banned. Good. We've got rid of that one. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Banning people could be your guilty pleasure. Well, no, it's not a guilty pleasure. It's just we don't need lunatics. There's just no need to. There's no need to get angry with people all the time. If they are annoying, just get rid of them. There isn't a second chance in my world for these freaks, because the freaks of the internet are fruitcakes, and I'm sorry, these fruitcakes. Send them on their merry way. Do I love you, Jill? I don't know if I love you, Jill. I really couldn't possibly comment if I love you. Well, the rest of you, well, you're all being perfectly pleasant. Simon and your foxes, and chickens, well, it's up to you what you do with them. That's your personal choice. It's not a democracy. Yes, quite well said, Screw Politics. If we don't like people, we just ban them. We don't want them in our world. We say pip pip and goodbye. Out. I'm not going to tolerate morons. I don't need the morons in my orbit. Out. This is not the channel of somebody else where they allow people to say whatever they wish. If I don't like you, you can bug off. I like to have people with differing opinions. If you're prepared to have a debate, fair enough. But if you're prepared to be rude, you're not going to be welcome here. So try moving yourself along. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere where you can rant and rave and talk about deranged things in your own little way. Good luck. Good gardening. You're not welcome in my presence. So, have I tried painting? What's that got to do with it? It's got nothing to do with this conversation. So, take your painting somewhere else. Okay, good luck. Hope you enjoy it. But that is not offensive. you haven't offended me. You're still here. Right. You think I'm a refreshing tonic? Well, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you, Catherine. You sound like a very sensible lady and an absolute delight. Who's my best friend? I don't have a best friend because that would be impossible. I have many wonderful friends. I treasure all my friends in equal measure because friends are all to be celebrated. You should celebrate every single one of your friends. I've never understood. Oh, people go, I've got a best friend. And that's just ridiculous. What a silly thing to say. No, I've got lovely friends. I've got a wonderful friend called Claire Rubenstein. I love Claire. Claire is one of the most dear people on the planet. I've got a lovely friend, Nav. Nav was like a security guard who looked after me for a while, and Nav became a dear friend. I adore Nav. I've got a wonderful friend. Let me think. Frank the Watch. And Frank is one of my intelligent friends I talk to about politics. I love talking to him. I've got the lovely John Stoddart, who was a photographer, and he and I talk about various different things. I've got the lovely Alexis, and Alexis is one of my dearest friends, and she's a journalist, and Alexis is a wonderful lady. I've got the wonderful Amanda, a great lady. We talk about all sorts of different things, and she's got lots of alternative views, and we don't necessarily agree. I've got many wonderful friends. I've got Rebecca and Amelia. I've got lovely, lovely friends. And Jenny Chelsea, lovely people, all absolutely wonderful people. I could add them all up, and I could go on and on and on, but I don't have a best friend. I have lots of lovely friends. My friend Danny, who I hadn't seen in 10 years, and he turned up the other day from America, from Texas, and I haven't seen him in 10 years. But he's still a dear friend, and, that's how it works in my world. I've got friends from here, there, everywhere. Justin, the wonderful Justin, who's on from California, and Alexa Jago, lovely lady, and you name it. I've got loads of wonderful friends. I could go on and on and on and on. My closest friends, it's harder to define because it's who do you see the most, I suppose. I suppose that could be easier defined, but I would like to see more of my friends, but it's up to them to turn up. So here's a message to you, friends. Come on, show up. Let's be having you. As Delia Smith would be saying, let's be having you. So there we go. Anyway, next question. Mrs. J. Romond would like to be meeting me at the Magnet next Saturday. Well, that would be very nice to meet you next Saturday. I don't know if I'll be there, but you can send me an email, please, and we can make a plan, perhaps. What's my best way to relax? I don't know. I don't really do relaxation. Let's climb the Welsh beacons. Well, I'm not near the Welsh beacons right now, but nothing wrong with the Welsh mountains. Right. I should visit Deal on Monday. Well, I don't think I'll be going to Deal on Monday, but thank you for the idea. That's very kind of you to ask me, but no, I don't think that's the plan. Kim from the Isle of Man. Kim, you're a lovely lady. You've sent some lovely gifts. They arrived just earlier today. Thank you, Kim. You are a most delightful lady, and thank you for the Isle of Man gifts. When you go to my first choice of restaurant in Knightsbridge, well, obviously the first choice of restaurant will be Giovanni please go to Giovanni and ask for Adriano. He is the most lovely host on the planet. We love Adriano and we love Giovanni. It is in Yeoman's Row, Knightsbridge. It is the best restaurant in the entirety of Knightsbridge. And Adriano will look after you with a dedication second to none, as will his lovely family, Adriano. Ask for Adriano at Giovanni. That is all I would suggest. I say begin. If you want Knightsbridge, that's the only restaurant to go to. And if you want another restaurant in London to go to, please go to Bellamy's in Mayfair, a wonderful restaurant that is absolutely spectacular. I recommend that in Bruton Place. I recommend that. Gosh, I could recommend many restaurants, but I would say please go to Giovanni. Please begin with Giovanni, given you want a restaurant in Knightsbridge. So I hope you enjoy it. Can you be my friend? I'm like a Labrador. Oh, well, it's very kind of you to be a friend. Thank you, Susie. Am I planning to visit Scotland? Well, perhaps soon. I love Scotland. Very nice. Did I watch Frankie the Tory today at York? I didn't know. I wish I had, but I hadn't. I hope he had great success, but I didn't watch. I'm sorry I missed it, but where have I been to in Ireland? I've been to Northern Ireland, I've been to Belfast. I've never been to Dublin. I would love to go to Dublin, and I hope to go there soon. Do I like pantomimes? I don't know much about pantomimes, so you like a restaurant called So Sue Me? I don't know the restaurant, so I couldn't possibly comment. Would I buy Gordon's gin or Tesco's Own? I'd rather have Tesco's Own than Gordon's. Gordon's is a terrible gin because it's 37.5%, and that's inferior and poor quality. No, I would not be drinking that at any cost. Do I know Steve Allen, who was a radio presenter? He has been to Little Italy. I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm terribly sorry. Can't possibly answer your question, but thank you for asking the question, Tracy. You're loving my channel. Well, thank you very much, Julienne. Very nice of you to say. You sound like a kind person. Thank you ever so much, and thank you. Have I seen the court case relating to the woman hitting the horse? And she was found not guilty. I don't know. I haven't seen the outcome of. I did see the video originally, and I thought what she did was appalling. I don't know why she's been cleared, but she has been cleared. So therefore, I don't think it's wise for me to have an opinion because I don't actually know why she was cleared. I ought to read it before I talk about it. And maybe tomorrow I could talk about it if you would really like me to talk about this woman hitting the horse. But I don't know. The Mitford sisters. Yes, well, I know a lot about the Mitford sisters, as you probably are aware, and also the Devonshire family. They're a lovely family and fascinating family, and they've had an amazing life. Absolutely wonderful people in many regards, and equally horrific in other measures. Have I been to Ayrshire in Scotland? I have been to Ayrshire, yes. So that's the answer to your question. You're going to be sending me an email, okay? Right. Do I believe in free will? Well, so be it. Yes. Mick Jagger's birds on Last Message were crows. What? Okay. Don't know what that means. Hello from New York. Do I like opera? Love opera. Yes, delightful. Plymouth Gin is a nice alternative to everyday Tanqueray. Well, nothing wrong with Plymouth Gin. Perfectly good. Okay, hope all's well with me. Thank you. Hope all's well with you. Don't know about the woman hitting the horse. Please talk about her tomorrow. Okay, perhaps, but well, I don't know. Well, if you want me to talk about this woman hitting the horse, then please send comments and thoughts. The thoughts on the Gavroche clothing. The Gavroche was a bit outdated and it was a bit old-fashioned and a bit boring. I did have lunch there, and it wasn't really my favourite restaurant, so I'm not going to be one crying over it. But it did have its place in history, but sometimes things close for a reason, and that's one thing I'm actually not going to miss. Ghislaine is still alive, and Jeffrey Epstein got wiped out. Well, Ghislaine is still alive because Ghislaine is still playing the game. Ghislaine is manipulative and evil, and that's very important to remember. We can come into further detail about Ghislaine because I would like to talk more about Ghislaine on my channel. I think I'm entitled to talk more about Ghislaine. Have I listened to the Intimate Monkey Cage? The Infinite Monkey Cage? I haven't, no. I may have to look it up. Hello from Australia. Have I been to the Broken Law? Have I ever broken the law? Well, I believe I have broken the law on many occasions, but there we go. I'm not an innocent person, but it does not make me a bad person. There we go. Heritage pubs are in the properties of speculators. Well, we know about that with the Crooked House. I look handsome. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say. Did you ban Pawson Dawson? I don't know who Pawson Dawson is, but if they were a pest, I hope they were banned. Yes. If they were a pest, if they weren't, I hope they were okay. Are you okay? Like Holly Willoughby would say. Angela, well, we love you, Angela, as you are. You're just a bit wacky, but we like you as you are. You're Angela. So there we go. We like you, Angela. Right. Right. Have I been to Bournemouth? Of course I've been to Bournemouth. I went there for the Conservative Party conference in 1997. That's probably the only time I've ever been there, but I don't plan to go back. There we go. Anyway, I think enough is enough, and I've talked for long enough. I think I'm boring you all to death, and we're now having enough of this silly conversation. So I shall say happiness galore to you both, or all of you. I think it's best to say happiness galore, good night, and good gardening to you all. And we can talk again soon. You take care. Happiness and wonder to you all. Happy night and good luck and good gardening. Take care. Pip pip. Bye bye.